Good morning, everyone. Happy Friday. Rose Ward, Stampersdelight.com. Hop on, say hi, let me know where you're from. If you're watching me from anywhere, just let me know where. We're going to get started. Okay. Good morning, Kathy. How are you this morning? So glad you could join me. Hey, Terry. Thank you for joining. So I have a lot to show you, so we're going to get started. So grab your coffee, grab your tea, and come stamp with me. Don't forget, you can get this mug at Stampersdelightshop.com. All my links will be in the description below when I'm done. Hey, darling, good morning. I hope you found your chair cushion. Hello, everyone. Okay, let me just flip the camera. Okay, so I've got a lot to go over. So the first thing I want to remind everybody, the mini catalog is live, and that's what we're going to be working with. It's also celebration time. So for qualifying orders, you can get something out of the celebration catalog free. Great items. That's only until February 28th, so you want to get in on that. There's also a great sign up, join the creativity community. And for $99, you get $125 of merchandise, your choice, all your business supplies, and you also get to order 2 extra stamp sets of your choice. With that said, I'm going to flip the camera real quick and show you a new club that Donna Gray and myself have started, Sweet Alicious Fun Fold. This month, it's the Sweet Talk celebration, Sweet Talk mini catalog suite. And as part of my team, you get that group free. Okay, so that's another perk to joining my team. If you'd like more information on the Sweet Alicious Fun Fold Club, just let me know. Again, all the descriptions are on my blog. I have a lot of classes going on, a lot of online things, so you definitely want to go to Stampersdelight.com to check all that out, okay? Okay. The next thing I want to remind everybody is I am doing weekly giveaways. And from last week's video, it is Marsha Long. Marsha Long, you won the giveaway, so contact me with your address. And also, let's just flip this again. On my birthday, February 4th, I will be giving, the giveaway will be this cute little stamp emergency kit, which is great to carry your, maybe an extra block, some doodads, scissors, and anything else you want to fit in there. That'll be the giveaway on my birthday, February 4th. So you definitely want to comment, you want to share, you want to, if you're watching on YouTube, you want to subscribe. And I'll be giving that away Friday morning. Let's see, what else do I have? I think I just finished it all. That was quick. Okay, so what I'm going to showcase today is the Artfully Composed suite. And this will also be the Sweet Alicious Fun Fold Club for February. So the way the club works, okay, you join and you get access to the Facebook page or a link if you're not on Facebook. You're going to receive the designer series paper right here. You're going to receive the doodads and the ribbon. And I'm just showing you this one. This one's not out yet. For $40. And you're going to have access to 2 fun folds in that club. One by myself and one by Donna Gray. And we're going to show you 3 different ways to use that fun fold. So 6 ideas. Okay, so definitely want to check that out. So with the Artfully Composed, I'll show you what I did. Now, I don't have tutorials and I don't stamp every project that I'm showing you. But if you have a certain question, feel free to contact me and I can send you directions and sizes if that's what you need. So this is just a quick, easy card that I did using that suite with, of course, a matching envelope. And it's just a quick, sweet, easy thank you card. And all the projects will be on my blog later today. I don't know. It's awful early for me this morning. Okay, the next one I did was a little fun fold, easy fun fold. And what I did was I paired it up with not only the Artfully Composed suite, but I used the Hello Ladybug right there, and I put some doodads on there. And I also used the ribbon from the Symbols of Fortune suite because the color just went so well. This is actually Soft Succulent. We're going to be using Just Jade, Pear Pizzazz, Evening Evergreen for today's video. But you can pair up the different sets. That's what I love about Stampin' Up, how well they go together. The next card I did was all in white. I wanted everything in white except for the sentiments. And for this one, which is, I don't know if you can see how gorgeous this is. This is our mother of pearl paper right back here. And these little cuts that are in there are from this suite. So let me show you. This is the stamp set. And here's the dies. Whoop, let me flip those over. Here's the dies. Now these two dies right here, they don't actually cut an image. What they do is they make cuts into your paper. So if you can see that, it just gives it a little texture. Can you see that? Not as early as I was if I was working. You got that right, Molly. Okay, so that just adds some texture to your paper. I thought that was so great. The ribbon right here is from the suite. And the nice thing about this ribbon, and I'm doing this on my retreat, which will go out on Tuesday, is you can actually cut this in half and pull some of these fibers out and make it a shabby chic ribbon. Oh, yeah, that's gorgeous. Thank you. Now, let me tell you that the glitter paper here is our new subtle shimmer. And it does say blue in the catalog, and it looks blue. But it's really an iridescent color. And I thought it went with whatever I'm stamping. If I'm stamping blue, you do get some hints of blue. But I was using the green, and I can see some hints of green in there. And it's just a nice little birthday card. I didn't stamp anything in here because I wanted to keep it all white. It's midnight there. Oh, Megan, you're up late. So that was another card I did with this. I absolutely love this one. The next one I'm going to show you is what I'm going to actually do today. And these are our new Slimline envelopes. Aren't they great? And this is like a mini Slimline card, I guess you would call it. It's a trifold card. I did see the idea on stage, and it was from a German demonstrator. I don't have her name handy, but I will put it in my description. So even if you don't buy this stamp set, these envelopes are worth it for your Slimline cards. So this is the one that I did. This is one of them. And when you open it up, like I said, it's a trifold card. Looks like that. And these pieces come out. You can glue them down, but I chose not to. Hey there, thank you, sending all the hugs. So these pieces pull out. Oop, this one got stuck. We'll just pull him out. There he goes. And you can write your signature and everything there. Okay. And I love the way this card came out. Now, what I really like about this is if you send this to somebody, they can actually stand it up and have it stand up on their desk or their mantle, wherever they're going to show the card. You love the trifold? Thank you, Stacy. And then it just folds back up. Now, I know everybody always asks, can you mail it? Well, yeah, you can mail it. It's going to definitely take a couple extra stamps, maybe. And then the next one I did, actually, I think this might have been the first one I did, is a birthday one. Again, using those great envelopes, and you can stamp on them, as you can see. And then you open it this way. Now, these pieces I made a little bit smaller because this was the first one I did. So this is what I call my test dummy. I always have a test dummy card. And you can cut the insides to any size you want. You can make them long, you can make them short. But after I did this one, I found an easier way. So, and this one has extra layers because it's a white background. And then I use the pale papaya back here. So depending on how many layers you want to do, you're just going to cut everything about 1/8 of an inch shorter. And you can see this vellum paper. Let me bring this one back out. The vellum paper is also with the suite. Has white writing in it. And these have the faux sea glass shapes, which I actually love. They're so cute. Okay, so let's get started on that. Okay, so for this paper, for this card, you're going to need 12 by 12. I'm going to bring in my paper trimmer. And I will have the directions. You're going to take your 12 by 12 cardstock. You're going to open up that arm. That's what I love about this paper trimmer, is that you can do larger pieces. Now, I don't want the cutting blade yet. I'm going to go ahead and score this at 3 inches. Don't worry about the dimensions and all that. I will put that on later. 3 inches, 6 inches, and then 9 inches. You're going to rotate that paper, and you're going to go to the 6-inch mark. Oh, thank you, Mary Ellen. Definitely share my videos. And 6-inch mark. Okay. Then what you're going to do is you're going to push that to the 8-inch mark. And at the first score line, so this panel right here, you don't want scored. You're going to go right here. Let's see if I can do it, show you an easier way. Well, let's just go into the 8-inch mark. And we are going to start, here's the first panel. You're going to start right here at the 3-inch mark. And you're going to score that down. So you don't want this first panel to be scored. So I know you can't see it very well, but you're going to cut out this piece right here. So then I'm going to bring my paper trimmer in. Go back to that 3-inch mark. Bring in my cutting blade. I grabbed an extra piece of paper just in case. And I'm going to cut this panel out. Whoop, let me just make sure I'm doing this right. Let me show you the one I got cut so you can visualize it better. Okay, so you're cutting out this panel. So I'm a visual person, so these longer panels right here are what you're going to do. So you're going to cut out that. So let me bring that back in. Go to the 3-inch mark. And I'm just making sure I got this right. You're going to cut this panel out. I'm going to flip it. And right here, you're going to cut that out. I've learned the hard way to have another piece of paper in case I make a mistake, because none of us are perfect. And pull that out. Okay, so that's what it should look like. And of course I did it wrong. Oh no, I didn't. I need more coffee. All right, so that's what it looks like an L shape. You're going to bring that up. I did it right. And you're going to fold that. Let me bring in my bone folder. And that's what does your panel here. Let me tell you, it gets a little nerve-wracking doing this live. So we have that. And then these panels fold in. So you're really going to want to burnish those really well. Kudos to everybody that does videos and lives, because they can be nerve-wracking. And we'll bring this one this way. You're just going to make sure that you burnish that. Okay, so that's what makes your panel right there. Okay, so that's the base. Then what I'm going to bring in, and I've already cut these pieces, so I can just show you. Okay, and here's another one of those Slimline envelopes. We'll do that later. Okay, so for the front, you're going to need, for the front here and all 3 panels, you're going to need 4 of these. You're going to need 4 pieces that are 2 3/4 by 5 3/4. They're going to get glued right here. But I'm going to show you a trick where you can save some time for these panels. So these are going to go right in here. Do you do a standard size? No, not for this one. I haven't done a standard size. Okay, so that's going to look like that. So the first thing I'm going to do is I am going to just open this one up. I'm going to glue this one down right here. And I'm using my Stampin' seal. That's going to glue right down there. Now these pieces, because I want the designer series paper here, but you see that gets hidden back there. So when I put those panels in, I'm going to take a pencil or a pen, and so I don't see the lines, what I'm going to do is I am going to take them and flip them around. You could do it on that side, but I don't want to see the mark. And I'm just going to put a little line here. And I'm going to cut those pieces off and use them down here. Okay, so I'm going to bring in my paper trimmer and I cut those off. And you can do all 3 pieces at the same time with this. So those pieces are going to be for my panel. All right. Now this is going to be glued totally down. So let me bring in my Stampin' seal again. I'm going to glue that right up there. These smaller pieces are going to go right here. You see what I mean? I cut that off so that I can use those. So let's go ahead and glue all 3 of those down. Just tucking that a little bit behind there. Make sure it's even. Okay. And grab the next one. Don't forget to join some of my online classes. I'm doing more, and I know it gets confusing when I tell you about them all. So just go to Stampersdelight, and you'll see the list there. Very easy to do. You just go to PayPal, pay for it, and I will send you the kits. Okay. There we have that. Okay. It's moving day for you. Oh, Susan, good luck with your move. And then these 3 panels are going to go right here. Oh, look at that. I did that one perfect. They don't have to match. They don't have to line up, okay? So we're going to go ahead and glue those down. Susan's moving to Florida. Good luck with the move. And we're just going to line those back up right here. So there's all my panels. Okay, for the next piece that you're going to need is a piece of vellum, which is 2.5 by 5.5. This is too long because I didn't cut it yet. Okay, but you're going to want 2.5 by 5.5. So let's go to the 5-inch mark. And again, this is that vellum paper that goes with the suite, but this one I did a little different. This is the darker image. That's going to go right there. Now, Because you can see through vellum, I suggest you use glue dots because you don't see those through there. So I'm just going to put a glue dot on each corner. I don't know if one, that didn't go on there. Let's just do that. And then this one. And we're going to lay that down right there. Okay, so we're going to finish this piece first. I'm going to bring in, I've already cut all these out because there's so many that I cut them out from the dies. This is the one die I didn't use, but I did want to show you what it does. Okay, this is that long one right here, and it makes a nice edging. And then I'm just going to figure out where I want all my pieces. Now you can see I use that great shimmer again because I just love it. I'm going to add in some coral so it pops. And I'm just placing these down to figure out where I want them. Again, the colors I'm using are Calypso Coral, Pear Pizzazz, Evening Evergreen, and Just Jade. Let's get that little piece off there. I think I might use another shimmer one first. And then maybe this one. And then I'll grab those, the leaves. Just like that. Now, it might be hard to see on the camera, but something I figured out, it may or may not work this time, is once I have them down, when I take them off, I always forget which order I wanted them in. So I'm going to bring these in, just like this. I'm holding them all together. I'm going to bring in my silicone mat. I'm so gently going to do this. And I'm just going to add some Stampin' Seal here. Yes, you could use the adhesive papers too. A lot of times I don't know what I'm going to be doing with my project, so I don't use the adhesive sheets. I do use the adhesive sheets when I know what I'm going to be using it on. I'm just going to add that right in there. And I do want this up a little bit. Okay, so let's just add that there. And then just press it down so I can work on it. Good morning, Yvette. Okay, so this little one didn't stick yet. So for this one, I'm just going to add a little Tombow. Tombow does get stuck sometimes, so just got to, whoop, there it goes. And I'm just going to add a little Tombow here. That's all going to be stuck down when I put my sentiment on there. So let's add a little Tombow right there. Okay. Oh, thank you, Susan. All right. So finishing the front, I'm going to use, now these small pieces are leftover pieces, so I have to trim them. And there's not really any standard size, just as long as it fits your sentiment. So you can see these are strips that I had left over. Let's move that up for a second. And I am going to make this into a birthday card. So I'm going to grab the happy birthday. I'm going to use my Calypso Coral. And I'm going to stamp that first. And then with my paper snips, I could use my paper trimmer, but I'm just going to snip this off. And this is going to go right on top of here. Oh, that fits perfect. So let's go ahead and glue that down. It's snowing there. Oh, gosh. I think we're supposed to get some rain on Monday. I don't know about snow. We've been lucky so far. And then again, you can use your paper trimmer. I'm just going to snip it off. Now, one thing, this is obviously you don't want to glue the whole thing down because it won't open. So this is going to go right here, and I'm going to use dimensionals and leave that piece. Let me grab my dimensionals and my go-to take your pick tool, and I'm going to add 3 of those, making sure that I don't have anything on the end. It's so nice not to have to say, oh, I got to hurry up because I got to go to work. I'm enjoying, everybody asks how I'm enjoying retirement. Well, I'll tell you, I think I'm busier now than I was before, and I'd really like to know how I got all this done beforehand. Okay, so there's my first, the front of it. What do you think? I got snowing in Kansas and sunny in Florida. Now for this one, I do want that to lay flat. And I'm going to use my liquid glue here because it has to be a very little bit so those panels fit in. And I'm going to glue that down just like that. Now for the inserts inside here, you're going to need 3 of those. And they're going to go right inside here. And these pieces that I chose, that I'm doing, are 2.5 by 5.5. They fit nicely right in there. Okay? You hear that from everybody that's retired? Okay, so let me bring in a piece of blotter paper because I'm going to do some stamping now. Let's move this up for a second. Okay, happiest birthday wishes. And this is going to say, hey there. I'm going to keep with the coral for the sentiments. Whoop, that's the thank you. We don't want the thank you. We want, hey, whoop. Hey there. And then the next one, I'm going to use the sending hugs. Everybody could use a hug these days, right? I hope everybody's staying safe, feeling well. Sending all the hugs. Now this one I'm not putting a sentiment because that's where we are going to sign the card. I'm going to turn this so you can see what I'm doing here. And then I'm going to bring in some of the green. I'm going to use Pear Pizzazz, and I'm going to use Just Jade. So I'm going to start with the larger stamp in the Just Jade, and I'm going to stamp some of these. Making sure I don't get it on my card. Maybe this one will go this way, and this one will go this way. The next one I'm going to bring in is the Pear Pizzazz with the other leaf. This one's done. Remember, this is where you're signing it, so that's going to go right back there. And then the same thing with this one. That one's going to get tucked right there. That one's going to go right there. And that one's going to tuck back there. So there you have that beautiful card. It folds up nicely. It fits in here. Might have to like make a little bow the envelope a little bit so that you can fit that in there. Does fit, trust me. Just like that. So cute. Who wouldn't love to get this? Okay. So another thing you can do, and I just want to mention this, is that you could add some ribbon back here. And if you were going to add the ribbon, you'd do it beforehand. I just wanted to show you how to do it without the ribbon. And then you could put some ribbon around this. I think I'm going to do it just so you can see. I would tuck the ribbon and glue the ribbon down. And just pull out. Now this is thick ribbon, okay, just so you know. So it doesn't tie as easily. Well, it ties nice, but it's bulky. All right, so let's just pull this through. So this is just an alternate idea. But you would definitely want to glue it down. And then you could tie this in a bow. It does look, what do you think? You like the bow on it or without it? Since I have two without it, I think I'm going to keep the bow on this one. Then I'm going to cut that off. And I would just swing that around a little bit. Now the problem with putting the bow on it, and I'll show you, is it's going to really make this, I don't know if it's going to fit in the envelope, so you might have to get a bigger envelope. Let's see if I can squish it in there. Because it really does look nice with the bow. Oh yeah, you could tuck it in there. There we go. It fits. The bow, you like the bow? Okay, so you like the bow. So what I'm going to do, because I've already put the bow on here, is I'm just going to add my glue underneath there. And the same thing. You can't put it on here though, because that's where you're signing it. So now we have the bow on there. Let me just open that up again. And add some of those sea glass pieces. I'm going to make a little mosaic here with the different colors. There's 3 colors in here. And then maybe add some up here. That one doesn't want to come off my finger. And maybe a couple more on the sentiment. You don't see, if you got to use the colors, and then you can see it on the white. I just like adding them. I'm going to add a couple more over here where they really show up. Maybe just 2 on this side. Okay, I'm going to use the 3rd. There we go. So, that's it. That's all there was to it, to the card. So again, you would just go ahead and tie that back in a bow. Remember, if you're going to use the bow, do that before you put this on here. Maybe add a little glue there to hold that down. Yeah, I think I like it with the bow. And I do love this ribbon. And what, like I said, what I like about the ribbon is you can cut it in half, make it thinner, and then make it a shabby chic card. There we got the bow. I'm going to bring in my envelope, which is already decorated inside. And I'm just going to add some ink to that. Again, still shots will be on the blog, and so will the dimensions on the little lip here. I can do the same thing. Along with the colors and everything that I used. And there's the matching card. Let me close these up. Before I mess up the whole card that I just made. And let's just bring these in. So there we have our trifold card. What'd you think? Do you like this one? I'll bring in the others so you can see them. can you cut the ribbon with, I don't know if you can cut it. Let's try. I was asked, can you cut the ribbon with the paper trimmer? It might work. Why not try it? I got this extra piece. You can. Look at that. And this is what I meant. See, when you cut it, you can actually pull away those fibers and have a shabby chic. Hi, Jean. So you can make it shabby chic card. So that was one of them. Here's the other one. And here's the third one. You love this fold? Thank you. Now remember to comment, share, subscribe if you're watching on YouTube, and you'll be in the giveaway. And also, don't forget, let's see, where did I put the giveaway that I just had here? Marsha Long, contact me because you want a giveaway. Okay, let me bring these back in. Which one's your favorite one? Oh, thank you. Thank you, Darcy. Thank you, Yvette. I'm loving that one too. And then, of course, we have the ladybug. Look at your catalog at the other stamp sets that can work with each set. Okay, so there's a cute little fun fold with the ladybug. And then my quick, easy thank you card. So let's see if I have a piece of white here. I think I do. I'll show you real quick how I did that really quick thank you card, because I'm always needing thank you cards. I'm just going to go ahead and fold this in half. This was actually one of the first kind of techniques that I learned when I first started stamping. Oh, that's the base. Let's grab a piece of white that's already cut to fit right on top. You can actually stamp right on here too, but in case you make a mistake. So let's bring those greens in again. And the coral. And this is probably the quickest, easiest card you'll ever see. And I'm just going to go ahead and stamp. Notice I'm not stamping, inking each time. Such a quick, easy card. And then I'm going to grab the other one with the pair of pizzazz. Go right back in there. Sometimes we just want to make a quick, easy card, right? Got that. Then I'm going to bring in the wording. I don't know what it says, okay? I think it's in French. I don't know. And then I'm just going to do the same thing. This one I am going to stamp a little darker so you can see it. Bring in the thank you, which I think, let me clean this off. And I'm going to grab the Just Jade. Thank you. And then I'm going to grab those little sea glass and just, again, do a little mosaic here. I think I'll add another one on this side. I love this sea glass, and it goes so nice with so many other stamp sets that I will be showcasing in the future. So we got our pieces there. You make your own DSP. Yeah, that's what it's like. It's like making your own designer series paper. Now this one I glued flat. This one I'm actually going to use dimensionals on. Pop it up. to add that right to the front. And then inside here, I will add some more stamping. And I will take this stamp and just put that on the inside. So there you can see quick, easy cards. You like quick, easy cards? We all like those sometimes. We love our fun folds, but we also like our quick, easy cards. And that's all there is to it for that card. And so you like the one with the ladybug? Okay. So that's that one. And I, again, will make still shots. And here's our trifold card. And I will find the demonstrator that gave us this idea at Onstage, and I will give her a shout out. You like the green one? You love the quick, easy one? All right. Let me flip the camera. So thank you so much for tuning in. And don't forget to subscribe. Also, don't forget about, if you on the fence about, joining Stampin' Up! And joining my team, now's the great time to do it because you get those extra stamp sets. You get access to the Sweetalicious Fun Fold group. You also have access to my Facebook group, which is just my team members. And my team members get all my videos for free. Okay, so that's an added perk to joining my team. If you'd like more information, just go to Stampersdelight.com. Also, don't forget Stampersdelightshop.com, where you can get some fun apparel, mugs and things like that for the stamper in your life. You're going to watch the replay. Okay, that's fine. I wish you all a very safe and happy weekend. I will be back on Monday night, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, and that's on YouTube, so you can tune in there. And until then, keep on stamping, Stampers. Bye.